Maybe if we record it for the third time, it'll work this time.
Yeah, and yes.
Third time's a charm. Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, this is the Aside Podcast. I'm Caleb.
I'm Caroline.
This week we're reading Eleemosynary
By Lee Blessing.
by Lee Blessing. One of Caroline's favorite plays.
Yeah, it's a good play.
Yeah, top 5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for right now.
For right now, because we can read new things, and we like new things as we read it. We read this play, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a one act. It's 47 pages long.
Yeah, 47.
So I guess like technically it's a one act, but I've seen reviews where it talks about it's like Variety said it's an engrossing 95-minute entry.
Which is interesting to me.
Which is interesting to me as well, because 47 pages, 95 minutes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like, no better time to just like get into it than right now. I mean, we don't really need to waste our time on introductions because we did that last episode.
Yeah. So we'll get right into it. So we'll talk about Lee Blessing, the author, really
Yes.
quick. So he was born in Minneapolis and began his college education at the University of Minnesota, Minneapolis, but later transferred to Reed College in Oregon, where he earned a BA in English in 1971. After Blessing earned his degree, his parents offered him the choice between a used car or a trip to Russia, and he chose Russia, and that's where he found the inspiration to write his best-known work, the award-winning A Walk in the Woods. Some of his other works include Fortinbras, Two Rooms, and Black Sheep.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we kind of have a theme going with writers that also like write pseudo Shakespeare stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Lauren Gunderson last time, she had the Book of Will and everything, and now we have Fortinbras, which is obviously a character in Hamlet.
Yeah.
And we also, and he also wrote another. I'm forgetting the name of it, but that doesn't matter because right now we're reading one of his better known works, Eleemosynary.
Yeah.
Just to give you a little synopsis of it, it is a 3-woman show. It is staged with the utmost simplicity, using platforms and few props. The play probes into the delicate relationship of 3 singular women. The grandmother, Dorothy, who has sought to assert her independence through strong-willed eccentricity. Her brilliant daughter, Artie, or Artemis, who has fled the stifling domination of her mother. And Artie's daughter, Echo, a child of exceptional intellect and sensitivity, whom Artie has abandoned to an upbringing by Dorothy. As the play begins, Dorothy has suffered a stroke, and while Echo is reestablishing contact with her mother, it is only through extended telephone conversations during which real issues are skirted, and their talk is mostly about precocious Echo's single-minded domination of a national spelling contest. But in the end, after Dorothy's death, and Artie and Echo come to accept their mutual need and summon the courage to try at last to build a life together. Despite the risks and terrors that this told for both of them after so many years of alienation and estrangement. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. All fit within 47 pages. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can... I think we're going to bring up some content warnings before we actually dive into it.
Yeah. So just a few. Obviously, discussion of death.
Yes. Abortion.
A lot of trauma based talk that we're going to be talking about. Generational trauma being imposed. So if any of that is not something that you like, you can check out our last episode or maybe our next episode.
Yeah. But now we can talk about the play. Do you want to talk about... Well, I guess I can talk about how I found the play.
Yeah.
Because I introduced this play to Caleb. So I also found this through my old acting coach, but I actually also discovered it, I think, actually at a summer camp. I was there for 3 weeks, and one of my classmates actually did this monologue for... a class we were in. And so that's actually how I first heard of the play, but I didn't actually read the play until my acting coach reintroduced it to me. And because there's a really great monologue at the end.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's how I found it, because I actually used that monologue for my pre-screens, or actually no, my auditions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I found it.
And in our first acting studio class, we were meant to do our audition monologues in that class, and that's how I was exposed to the play. I heard Caroline's monologue, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so cool!"
Whatever.
And I hadn't read it until right now, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I read it for the first time for this podcast, so I've got a lot of like first thoughts. But yeah, I've only heard the Echo monologue here and there. I mean, I'm sure I heard it at some other point and some other instances. But I think the first time I really paid attention to it was when Caroline did it. And yeah, so I was really, really excited to open up the play and start talking about it and everything.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about the... We're going to talk about a few of the things that you read when you first read a play.
Yeah.
So the characters, settings, just things like that really quick.
Yeah. The script also includes a picture of, I think it's Artie with the wings.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that, yeah. We got this copy of the play from the Drama Bookshop in New York City.
Yes, we did.
Not a advertisement, but a plug, because they do great work, and you should totally get like your copies from them.
Yeah.
But also local libraries.
Yes. So we have our character list. So we have Dorothea, and for her description, it's a woman of some means. And then Artie, her daughter, and then Echo, her granddaughter. And then the time it's set in is 1985 and before. And there are a lot of references to the time in this play, so you won't get that confused on where it's set. And then we have our author's note. Dorothea should be played by an actress in her 50s. Artie should be played by an actress in her 30s. Echo should be played by an actress in her teens. The preferred convention for performance of this play would have all books and a pair of homemade wings actually present. All other props, including phones, would be mimed or simply suggested by the context. Perhaps Dorothea could have a real pair of scissors in Scene 5. The set. This play works best when the setting is minimal. It should exist primarily in ever-shifting areas of light and darkness, with as few platforms, chairs, stools, or whatever as possible. Artie's wings, which are much used and referred to, might profitably be incorporated into the set design so as to remain a visual presence throughout.
Yeah, I love a minimalist play. I love a minimalist play, which I think is it's really cool. This play was written in 1987. It was I don't know if it was written in 1987, but it was published in 1987.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm a big fan of.
Actually, I don't think it was written. It says the first performance was 1985.
But
the copyright.
The copyright's 1987.
Yes, so maybe it got published through the play service.
Yeah.
In 1987.
Yeah, sorry. So the first performances were in 1985. And yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed reading this play. It's short, but it is dense. There's a lot. There's a lot in there that we're actually going to be talking about.
Yeah.
And I also thought I think it's really cool to like make notes in there, like because obviously like if you have like a phone or if you have like something like talked about within the scene, you're going to want to have that as a prop.
Yeah.
And I think like encouraging the minimal aspect of the play, I think that's really, really cool. And it's really interesting. It's very avant-garde-ish, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
From when it was written.
For when it was written. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to be doing a lot of that. We're going to be keeping in mind the time it was written, kind of. So there's not like a lot of dated like language or stuff in the script, obviously. Yeah. But we're just keeping in mind when we're analyzing it and everything.
Yes. So we can just start off with scene 1 then.
Yeah.
So we're introduced to Echo.
Yeah.
And so a big part of this play is actually the characters break the fourth wall and they actually speak to their audience about what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's how we're introduced to Echo first. She actually, her first line is called Eleemosynary, which is the title of the play. Yeah. And so then we meet Echo and we're on stage and then she talks about Dorothea, and Dorothea has just had a stroke.
Yeah.
And so she's talking about her grandma, and then we get to meet Artie. And we meet her through this home video that was made when Artie was 15 and Dorothea was trying to get Artie to fly with a pair of wings.
Yeah, because she has some crazy beliefs.
Yes, Dorothea is very eccentric.
Yeah.
If eccentricity had a person, it would be her.
It would be Dorothea.
It would be Dorothea.
Yeah.
So that's how we meet them, and then the play just goes on to talk about Echo's view of Artie and Dorothea's relationship. And also how Echo really loves spelling.
Yeah, she loves spelling. What is it? She wanted to be. She's dreaming of being the spelling champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really, really cool. Which is something that like I like to talk about. I think it's really, really awesome when you give a character a passion.
Yeah.
Like obviously, this is something that we kind of overlook sometimes when writing. But like giving a character a passion, I wrote like giving a character, having a character with a passion. In Echo's case, it's spelling is so good for the actor. It's like breakfast.
Yeah. I love breakfast.
I love breakfast.
I had bacon this morning.
Oh, I did not have breakfast this morning.
Okay. Yeah. And then the scene goes on, and you learn a lot about Echo and Dorothea's relationship, and also Artie's. And then you come to learn too that Echo and Artie are estranged.
Mm-hmm.
They really only have a relationship over the phone.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, what else? Yeah. So they have a relationship over the phone, and it's even when they're speaking on the phone, it's only about spelling.
Yeah.
Nothing else really gets talked about, because every time Echo tries to have some sort of relationship with Artie shuts it down.
Yeah, she just gives her a new word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She acts like she didn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And then that just moves us on to the next part.
Yes, to scene 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we learn more about Artie.
Yeah.
So another thing about this play is that it really focuses on each individual woman of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, it's like it's very it has a lot of we talked about like in the content warning generational trauma, but it's like 3 women from 3 different times and being in 3 different times of their life being together, which is really interesting to see.
And it's also really clear throughout this whole play too, as we were reading it, how what happened to them affects the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we learn more about Artie, and she has, what's it called? What kind of memory does she have?
It's photographic.
She has a photographic memory.
Yeah.
And she hates it.
She hates it.
She
remembers every single thing, every single conversation, every single everything that happens to her. And she kind of views it more as like a curse, if anything, within the play. She talks about what is it? How like how difficult it is for her to remember. Not like as in like, oh, it's hard for her to recall things, but like how difficult and emotionally taxing it is on her to remember.
Yeah, I mean, she called her mind a memorial.
Yeah, and just like things just keep on getting added to the memorial.
Yeah,
like
it's
new
too
books,
much for her.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then it just talks about Artie's relationship with her mom and how at one point she ran away.
Yeah.
And it was when she was 18.
Yeah, she ran away.
Yeah. And this was because actually Artie had never like been with boys before.
Yeah.
And so what happened essentially is like she got pregnant and her mom...
Because she started hanging out with boys.
Yes, because she started hanging out with boys. And so Dorothea was like, well, you should get an abortion. And so then eventually, and it's talked about in the scene where Dorothea was saying, it's that life or yours. And because she kept pushing for Artie to have an education, and she wanted
go to college.
She wanted Artie to go to college. And so Artie went and got the abortion, but then right after that she ran away.
Yeah.
But then Dorothea went to go find her.
She found her.
She hired
a private investigator. She was teaching Artie. She lied about her name and her age, and she started teaching.
Yeah.
And she was like...
Artie is really smart too, though.
She's really, really... This whole family is really, really, really smart.
Yeah. And what a burden.
What a burden to be smart.
What a burden. But it's like... But that's also really clear. Like, the 3 of them, or at least not Dorothea. But for Artie and Echo, you can see that, like, having, like, not a brain, but, like, having that kind of intelligence.
Yeah.
What kind of burden is they have to carry.
Yeah, especially with an Echo.
Yeah. And so then Dorothea finds her again. Then Artie runs away again.
Yeah, she runs away, but better this time.
Yeah, but better.
Like, she's moving, like, every month.
Yeah.
And she says that she's selling suitcases.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just keeps on running away from her mother. And eventually, I think this happens in scene 3, she gets married.
Yeah.
She gets married to a man named Robert?
Richard.
Richard.
Yeah. Or I think it's actually scene... Scene 4.
Yeah.
Scene 3 is more. Now we're in scene 3. It's now Dorothea's turn to talk about herself.
Mm-hmm.
So we learn more about her and how she was married to her husband and Artie's dad, and how the way she talks about their relationship is that they treated each other civilly.
Yeah.
Because Dorothea's big thing was when she graduated high school, she wanted to go to college. But her father, especially during this time, that wasn't really thought of for women to go to college and get an education.
Yeah. I mean, there's that section where she says, where she talks about wanting to go to college. She talks about her father telling her, you have to get married. And then she says, what about college? And then he says he doesn't need to go to college. And then she's like, no, what about college for me? And then he like pushes it aside.
He laughs at her.
Yeah, he laughs. And then he makes like a vague promise. And then later on, she has kids.
Yeah.
Dorothea, she has 3 boys.
Yeah.
And the 3 after having 3 boys, she's like, can I go to college now? And then he's like, I never said you can go to college. And then she says, you made that big promise. And then her husband, Robert, says, Richard.
Her husband's not named. Richard is Artie's.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Sorry, I messed that up. Dorothea has a husband.
Yeah.
And Dorothea's husband says, what do you think big promises are for?
Yeah. So obviously you can see all of this, like, just like trauma that Dorothea has around men controlling what she can and can't do in her life.
And then she low-key breaks.
Yeah. And she talks about how she wasn't even sad when he died.
Yeah.
Which is rough.
But he was rich.
He was rich. Yeah, and then we also get to learn why she is the way she is too, like why she decided to be an eccentric. Because she met this man who was an eccentric at the time and she wasn't. And he was like, no one holds an eccentric responsible.
Yeah.
And so learning that for her set her free.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Really, yeah. Like, I don't think it's like her going crazy and like her breaking. I think it's just like she talks about like, I can be a mother, but I can also like wonder about the souls of the birds and connect with them and everything. It's like when you're shoved into a box, when you're told like you can't go to college, you have to be a mom. Like you're thinking like, oh, the only thing I can do is be a mom and be a wife.
Yeah.
Right. And that's probably where she's coming from. And that's definitely impacting how now she's viewing eccentricity, because while it's not like explicitly stated, it could be she, from how I view it at least, she like was put into a box for this entire section of her life. She had 3 kids, she did all this, now she wants to do something else, and that something else is like, I don't know, singing to birds and like thinking about like looking through the world or something, you know?
I mean, you can really like see like what marriage did to her. Because there's this one line that Echo said in the play. She said, my grandmother's girlhood diary is amazing. She knew everything and she loved so many people. When she married, it stopped. Like she died or something.
Yeah.
And like becoming an eccentric that like I guess breathed new life into her. She was like, I can still be a wife and mother, but then I can like she said, I and still converse with the souls of animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now we're back in scene 4, so now we're actually in the present, so we're not really doing a bunch of flashback where we see Artie and Echo's relationship now. Because Artie returned after Dorothea had the stroke.
Yeah. And
you can see their relationship is really fraught because Artie didn't have really a relationship with Echo until she was like
7.
She 7.
She was calling her when she was 7.
Yeah, but even then it wasn't very much.
Yeah.
When they only started to call more when Echo started to spell.
Yeah.
And that was Artie's way of having a relationship with Echo.
Yeah.
And even then she never saw her in person until Dorothea had the stroke, when she was like 15 or 16. Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
And you can see like parts where and then it goes back to Dorothea and she's talking to Echo about how she got her name. And she was like, I named you Ecker. I just need to stop. Anyway,
You're okay.
She said, so you could give back to others what you find beautiful about them, so you could reflect what's lovely in others. And so, and so then it talks about Dorothea and Echo's relationship, and then Dorothea and Artie's relationship before Echo was born. So Artie and Dorothea don't even have a relationship when she runs away for the second time because Dorothea realizes she's not going to like find her.
Yeah.
Like she stops looking for her. But then Artie decides to call.
Yeah. She calls and Echo answers.
Yeah.
And Dorothea's like, who was it? And then Echo was like, it was a dead person. A dead person called.
Yeah. But I was also sorry.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I thought that was really cool.
No, that was also really cool. I was just saying also, but referencing before Echo was born, Artie would call Dorothea just to see.
Like, are you going to find me? No.
Yeah. And then she calls one time and then she tells Dorothea she's pregnant with Echo. They didn't know her name is Echo yet, but like, and so then Dorothea comes back into her life.
Yeah.
And then that's how that happens.
Yeah. Because she's like, it's really interesting because Dorothea doesn't seem to have an interest in being in Artie's life until she says, I'm having a kid.
Yeah.
Then she says, okay, like
I'll be there soon.
I'll be there soon.
Mind you, this was crazy to me. Artie says, I'm in California. And Dorothea's like, don't even tell me where else. I just need to know the state. And she
was like, I like the challenge. And then she finds her and then she buys a house down the block.
Yeah.
Because of her rich ass dead husband.
Yeah. But then we also learn about Richard, Artie's husband.
Yeah.
And you don't learn much about him in the play, but
you learn that like he like was like a safe space for her.
Yeah, he was.
Like she didn't have to remember around him.
She said, yeah, which I thought was really wonderful because how she viewed her mind is she said she was stuck there and she's stuck remembering everything. But when she was with Richard, she didn't have to.
Yeah, like she describes it really beautifully. Like every day gets put in a little cabinet and tucked away, and it was like its own little life.
Yeah.
But the second that Dorothea comes back,
she said, my memory came back forever.
And she's not. I don't think she's happy about that.
No.
Not at all. Because it's like, I don't know, like when you have that kind of memory and when you have that kind of like intelligence, I guess for her maybe it's like a burden almost. Like because
to remember everything.
You have to remember everything.
Especially with the childhood she grew up in.
Yeah.
We'll delve into it more, but yeah. And so then also we learn in the same like page that Richard dies.
Yeah. Yeah. And she didn't eat for like weeks and she didn't talk for weeks.
Yeah, and it was he died a week after Echo was born.
Yeah.
Which really was
like
that's terrible. Sorry, if you heard the chair.
Yeah, we're not farting like crazy up in here. We're not stinking it up. The chairs are squeaky up in here.
Yeah, and so then that leads us to scene 5. And they talk about their move back to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And then this is where Artie gives Echo up.
She said, I can't remember exactly what she says, but Echo says saying Yaya Mao, which is grandma in Greek. And Artie says, I want you to keep her for good. And Artie talks about how it's like it's a logical step. I don't
for
want
her to take this job.
Yeah, for her to.
So she got offered a job in Europe.
Yeah, she got offered a job in Europe, and she's talking about how like I'm gonna go to Europe, and I don't want you to visit. And then Dorothea's like, I have to come visit. I want to see Echo. And then Artie says, you can see her every day. I want you to keep her. And then Dorothea's like, how long? And then Artie says, for good. I want you to keep her for good, which is like. I don't know. That's just like heartbreaking. I think when I read it, I was reading it, and I thought it was like really interesting, like having this relationship with your mother and like your kid, and just being like, I can't take care of this kid. Like I can't take care of you're taking care of this kid better than I could. Yeah,
and I also think, again, we'll talk about this more after we're done summarizing, I guess, but. It comes from also a place of jealousy for Artie because she sees how great she has a relationship with Dorothea and that Artie can't reciprocate the same thing to Echo because also another thing that was stated in the play is Artie has a hard time touching people.
Yeah.
So which is why she can't have that like physical relationship with her daughter. So I think it makes her even more jealous to see that Dorothea is able to have that relationship with Echo, which is why I think is part of the reason it prompts Artie to say, you can keep her.
Yeah. And at I think this is within this scene too, but at age 2, Echo bites the wings, or like gets a hold of the wings that Artie had for the experiment and everything, which is symbolic of something we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
You like my voice?
That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then it just keeps going. And then Artie speaks about this one time with her mom where her mom cut a lock of her hair for some ritual. Like she brought her out when there was a full moon in the like nighttime and cut a lock of Artie's hair. And she's like, I will keep this forever. But then Artie was so desperate. So she's like, I want to know where it is, that she tore up the house.
Yeah.
And she literally tore up the house, and her mom came back to her in Dorothea's room, like with stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And so then Dorothea just gave her the hair. And she said, you may keep it yourself. I don't want it anymore. And she was 7 years old when that happened.
She was 7.
Yeah. And so then eventually life goes on.
Life goes on.
Artie is in Europe, but then when Echo turns 7, Artie's offered a job back in the States, like 50 miles from where they live. And so Dorothea was like, well, do you want Echo back now? And Artie still says no.
Artie's like,
no. And so then, so Artie's still refusing a relationship with Echo, and then that takes us into scene 6. Or actually, right before scene 6, let me actually mention this part. She's never seen Echo in person, but there's one time mentioned where she sees Echo and she runs away.
Yeah.
Which is also really sad.
It's just heartbreaking. This place is so sad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, listeners. This is so sad.
And then we have scene 6. And so then after that, Artie actually decided to have a relationship with Echo. And so she suggested spelling bees. And so that's how their relationship started over the phone is she would just give her words and Echo would spell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then that goes on for a bit. And then we get to the spelling bee scene, the national spelling bee scene.
The national spelling bee.
So Echo is so insistent on having Dorothea and Artie there that Echo threatens Artie. She's like, if you don't come to the spelling bee, I'm never calling you again.
Yeah. And like Echo says something that's like, I want you to like hug and like kiss each other and like I want to see it, and I don't care if you guys are on opposite sides of the room. I just want you both to be there.
Yeah, because she wants these people to be here.
Yeah, because she loves them.
Yeah. And then the spelling bee happens, and you can see Echo is desperate for this win.
Yeah.
Like, so much so that she's preying on this poor little boy's downfall. This poor little boy who's just trying to spell.
Yeah.
And she keeps like hoping he loses because she wants so badly for Dorothea and Artie to see her win.
Yeah.
But it's to the point where it looks scary. Like, it's scary. And so, and then Echo wins.
Echo wins, obviously.
Obviously.
With the word
Eleemosynary. Yeah.
And that's the name of the play, you guys.
Yeah, and you can also see Dorothea's opinion on Echo even spelling at all. And so, like, how Dorothea disagrees with it, and then Artie is also just, like, surprised and, like, scared of who Echo is.
Yeah.
And that leads us into scene 7.
Scene 7, 6, 7.
All right. And so, like, we also learned that, like, their relationship kind of dies down a bit because she won the National Spelling Bee. And there's also, like, nothing else to really do after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's said in scene 1, like, she wants to be the best. She wanted to be the best speller, but when you're an adult, there aren't really spelling bees.
There's no adult division. So, yeah, she talks a bit. And so then now they're in Dorothea's house and Artie's moving in. And you can still, like, see how fraught their relationship is. Like, their relationship is not great. And then eventually we get to a part of the scene where Artie is going to burn all of Dorothea's things because Dorothea eventually she passes away.
Yeah.
And so then Echo obviously is upset over this because those were Dorothea's things. And she tries to burn the wings.
Yeah.
And those are so important. And Echo's like, no, you can't burn them. And then also in the same sentence, like, Artie is like, I want you to go live with your Uncle Bill. And they argue about it for a while, but Echo eventually goes to live with them. And then she talks about living at the house alone, and then she talks about being lonely, and then all of a sudden Echo's back.
Echo's back.
From living with her Uncle Bill.
And then gives the biggest monologue known to man.
It is,
not really.
It's literally like a page long. It's pretty long.
It's pretty long.
And then and then this is the end of the play. It ends with the play of Artie and Echo agreeing to like have a relationship with each other and that they're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And that's the play.
So yeah, read it if you want. Read it on your own. Go see a production of it if you want as well.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give our thoughts on everything now.
Yeah. Hopefully that was a good enough summary.
Hopefully you guys got the gist.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the play. Starting off in the stage directions. In the stage directions.
Yeah.
Like there's actual annotations for stage directions. Which I think might be a dated writing style. Like it might be something that was done a lot. So it's like when I first saw it, I actually wrote down a note. I put D ? Because I didn't know he meant downstage. But yeah, he writes a lot of stage directions within the, so it's kind of like more instructional, if anything.
Yeah.
Fourth wall breaks right off the bat. It lets you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. I think it's a really cool device that he uses right away.
I also just like the language of the play a lot. I don't want to say it's like heightened or anything, but a lot of like the statements that are made in this play are pretty dense.
Yeah.
Like talking about literally in Echo's monologue when she first breaks the fourth wall, like where she talks about Eleemosynary and like we're responsible for it.
Yeah.
Like we're responsible for that word, which I think is interesting. And also we never told the definition of Eleemosynary, so actually I'll say that now.
There you go.
So it means of or pertaining to alms, charitable. It's from Latin. And she talks about how we're responsible for that word.
Yeah, we're responsible because it's ours now.
Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. Like off the bat, you also get like an insight to the language of the play, like what you're getting into.
I mean, literally the language of the play.
Yeah.
And again, like I talked about it a little bit, but having a character care about something so much, that gives you so much as an actor, and it's a great tool to use as a writer. Because like if a character doesn't really care about anything, that's kind of boring a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you have to care.
You have to care.
Because, like, again, it also brings you to, like, back to an actor's thing, like, what's the point of being there if you don't care?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to care about something to be in the room getting something from somebody.
Yeah. I wrote down a note, wanting to be great being in your blood. This play really shows, like, in my opinion, like, every single character wants to be great in some way. Dorothea, it wants to, like, discover these things, like, wants to, like, show that humans can fly on their own without like a motor or anything, like with just wings. And like Artie just wants to be a great researcher and a great scientist, and Echo wants to be a great speller and everything. So yeah, like it's kind of just in their blood, wanting to be great and wanting to be intelligent and wanting to have all this information. And I love how a playwright can make me care about something that I do not give two shits about in my day-to-day life. I don't care about spelling or spelling bees.
I think it's cool. Like, I used to do spelling bees like at my elementary school, but yeah.
And it's I might have done it in elementary school, or I might have done it in like middle school or like whatever, but like I don't really care about spelling, but like the way that he wrote Echo so well to like make me care about how she's spelling when she's up there with the national beat. I'm like, oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Again, like scene 1 has a lot of heavy like hitting. I can't speak. Sorry, I cannot speak. So like another line, like when you first introduced to Artie when she's on the tower, one of her first lines is, "Never have a daughter, never have a child for that matter, but never have a daughter." Daughter. She won't like you.
She won't like you.
And I think that was already really telling of like who Artie is.
Yeah.
As like a daughter and a mother.
Yeah. It doesn't only show her relationship as a mother, but like as a daughter as well. Yeah. That's really cool.
Because Artie doesn't like Dorothea.
She does not like Dorothea. And you know what? I don't like Dorothea.
I don't like her either.
I don't like her either. Like, yes, I can I think this play I think this play is a masterclass in writing an antagonist
Yeah.
because Dorothea is obviously the antagonist, but you
care.
you care about her because she had a stroke, and it's like you can see where she's coming from and everything with how she was within her relationship with her husband and how she didn't get a chance at college, and how eccentricity is like her way of navigating the world now.
It's her escape.
It's her escape.
And it's her way of not having to deal with what she's like, having to deal with the fact that she is a mother and she has to take care and like be this wife that is expected of her.
It's her escape, but it's also her way of trapping her daughter, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know. I think that's really, I think it's really, really cool. Like her as an antagonist is like perfect in writing. And like, I'm going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons for a second. We talk about a lot about like morally gray evil people.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like, while you could discuss whether or not it's like a good thing that Dorothy's doing this or it's a bad thing that Dorothy's doing this, like taking care of Echo, like she could have just said no and she could have taken a step back.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do that. And was it a good thing that she didn't do that, or was it a bad thing? Like, we don't know. And all we know is Echo is the person who she is now because of Dorothea.
Yeah. I think this play is also a very clear cause and effect play, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the cause of things and how that affects not only Artie but Echo as well.
Yeah.
Because what affects Artie affects Echo.
Yeah, and the generational trauma. There's so much symbolism in this play.
Yeah.
Within the in scene 1 or scene 2, I think, I don't know, but the tower that Artie is put on for to fly down with
yes, because this is one of Dorothea's experiments proving that people can fly.
Yeah, proving that people can fly, putting Dorothea up there. And from what I gathered from it, I view like the tower as the expectations and like having to meet.
Yeah.
And like the ability to fly is the ability to meet those expectations and everything. And she can't let go of the rail.
Yeah.
She's just stuck there.
Yeah. I also interpreted it as like, at least directly in this scene, what's happening is like Artie refusing to have a relationship with Echo because she can't let go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's like refusing to have a relationship with Echo because something is holding her back.
Yeah. And that's so interesting. It's so interesting.
And then like I just keep writing down. I wrote down a lot of quotes for this play, but one of Dorothea's lines, the last line of the scene, is the secret of flight lies in the assurance that we are worthy of flying. Yeah. And I think that also says so much about Echo, because not Echo, but Artie, because she doesn't think she's worthy.
Yeah.
Of motherhood, of like meeting these expectations her mom wants for her.
And maybe she felt worthy at some point with Richard.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
R.I.P. Richard, we love him.
R.I.P. Richard. The only good man.
Yeah.
I wrote down a lot of stuff too. Asthma of the Soul.
Oh, yeah.
What a good line. This play has so many. It's so well written.
There's a lot of
dialogue.
Yeah. Like, the writing in here is actually, like, great. I love the writing. There's also this line in scene 2, though, that I didn't realize was, like, kind of like a innuendo until I, like, read it again. Where Artie says, you don't have to smoke, but it makes you more forceful. Whoever's with you knows that while you do need oral gratification, you don't necessarily need it from them. I was like, I did not realize that was an innuendo there.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny.
Talking about penises. That is what we do on this podcast.
No, I don't talk about those. Anyway.
Right. Anyways.
Only Caleb does that.
That's what I do.
And then, okay. Get out. Anyway, and so then it talks about Artie having trouble touching Echo, or like touching most people, and that's where we learn about Artie's difficulties in having a relationship with Echo.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really hard on Artie, like seeing Dorothea have a great relationship with Echo.
Also,
and like,
yeah. Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, and then I've lost the thought. Don't even worry about it.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I wanted to talk a little bit about how Echo, her name isn't Echo.
Yeah. This is also where we learned that in this scene.
Yeah, her name's Barbara.
Yeah. Artie named her.
Artie named her.
Yeah.
And
Dorothea immediately changes it.
Yeah. Because of what she wants.
Yeah.
Got it!
Yeah.
I hate Dorothea.
We don't like Dorothea.
We hate Dorothea in this house.
Yeah, sorry, Dorothea.
And this is just like kind of a thing within media, I guess, that I've seen a lot. I haven't really experienced this, and if I did, I wouldn't talk about it. But the like having a kid and then like your parents suddenly like caring more about that kid and doing more for that kid than like than they did for you. Like, I mean, I see that. I see it in media all the time. I can't name off the top of my head, but it's like kind of a trope, you know?
Yeah.
It's seen in The Simpsons. Not to talk about The Simpsons.
I don't watch them, but yes.
The Simpsons. There's like a future episode where like Bart has kids and Homer like hangs out with the kids more than he ever hung out with Bart.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, talking about a play about generational trauma and tying it back to The Simpsons, something only we can do on the Aside podcast.
That's right.
That is right.
Yeah, and it just, you learn a lot about Artie in scene 2 because, again, this is Artie's scene. We get, at least scene 1 through 3, we get an individual view on each of them. And so we had Echo's view, and now we get Artie's view. And, yeah, a lot happens. Like, especially the calling her mind a memorial.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really, like, it just makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, she has the burden of having to remember everything she's ever learned.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where she said she's not, like, where she says, Echo thinks I'm against education. I'm not. I'm against remembering what you learn because of what that's done to her and how that's affected her life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then you also learn about the abortion, which I've read this play like a few times. I don't remember how many, but like, I think this was like one of the times where, because I forgot what happened. I think the third time I read it though, I was like, she had an abortion?
Yeah.
The first 2 times you read it, I'm like, so did she have the abortion?
Does she just have 2 kids?
For
or
a
is
good,
Echo?
for a time, I thought it was Echo.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was Echo. Like
Me
she
too.
actually, because she ran away and had Echo, but that's not what happened.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first read it. Yeah.
But she actually has an abortion. And I think the situation that Artie like was put in was like terrible because Dorothea gave her an ultimatum, and she was like, "It's that life or yours. Like you have to choose." Because Dorothea kept pushing the idea of Artie getting an education. She's like, "This is going to ruin your like career, going to ruin your education. Like you need to go to college." And yeah, so then Artie gives in.
It's kind of like a reverse of what her dad did to her.
Yeah.
Dorothea did. Like you can't go to college, you have to get married because you can't do both.
Yeah.
Then here it's like, well, you can't have a kid and go to college because you can't do both.
Yeah.
Which is really, it's like trying to break the cycle, but creating the same like outcome. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And like, especially the line where Dorothea says like, "You'll just be something a child needs." Like, think about that. Like, but also that like shows Dorothea's view of Artie.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Oh my
think
God.
about how that would affect like hearing Artie say that, which is why I think that pushed Artie to go get the abortion.
Yeah. And also, this makes it, this whole thing, it makes me think what desires are truly our own. Like what we do every single day are our own decisions, or if they're like influence from like what our parents did to us, or what their parents did to them, or what their parents did to their parents. It's like, it goes all the way back, you know? And when talking about generational trauma, like you talk about like ending the cycle, which happens at the end of the play.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cyclical in that nature because it ends with her spelling Eleemosynary again.
Yeah.
So it's like a cyclical play, but it's ending the cycle almost kind of, which I think is really, really interesting. But yeah, like what do we do as people that are our own choices and our own desires? Like what of it is influenced from when we were 2 and our parents are teaching us to speak, you know?
Yeah. Or like teaching us to write.
Yeah.
Like some people can be left-handed and then they're forced to learn how to be right-handed.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at my handwriting right now and I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's my dad's handwriting. I write exactly like
I
him.
made my own handwriting, so
Period.
I can't write cursive though. But yeah, it's just like this scene really, like their relationship is like also very fraught. And you can see just the type of pressure and burden Dorothea puts on Artie to be something.
Yeah.
Which is just like
So much. How
it's
do you
just
deal
too.
with that?
Also, she's such a young girl, and she's already like putting these expectations. Like especially too, you can see it with Echo when Dorothy is raising her. Why is this woman teaching her Greek?
Why is this woman teaching her exactly? Why is she
this
why is she
woman-
learning Greek?
Why is she doesn't need to learn that.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then we go to scene 3 and then we learn why Dorothy is an eccentric.
Yeah. And it makes you feel for her.
I
It
do, but at
does.
the end of the day too, you can feel again, I feel bad for her to an extent. Like I feel bad she had a stroke, but
Mhm.
like that happens when you're in old age, right?
I'm in heaven now. So sorry you died.
Well, like I feel bad she like died.
Mhm.
Like this sounds like I don't feel bad, but like I feel bad. Like I obviously like I can feel bad for things, but that doesn't excuse what she did.
Yeah.
Like choosing to be an eccentric and like
Mhm.
letting go of all responsibilities of like some things of what it means to be a good mother,
Yeah.
and then forcing that on your child. I can't excuse that.
You can't excuse, but it also like kind of like makes you think like, then why would Artie put Echo with Dorothea?
Yeah.
Like she's kind of doing the same but the opposite again.
Like they're trying to create a different outcome, but
It's
it's still the same.
like if Echo is with Dorothea because Artie is leaving, like she's choosing a way of life, like a researcher's life, like an intellectual life, as opposed to Dorothea's eccentric life, then like you're doing the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
You're doing the exact same thing. You're just like putting a different label on it, you know?
And you know what? The real issue here is the men.
The men are the issue.
The men are the issue.
And that's all we have today. The men are the issue. Yes, that's
Our big lesson
that's
for
our
you
big
guys
lesson
from
for
this
you guys
play.
to
The
take
men
away.
are the issue.
Men are the issue. Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, poor Dorothea, like, especially that asthma of the soul line that we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. Like, she literally said, it's like asthma of the soul. I can never take a deep breath of who I was.
Yeah.
So she can never fully, like, learn to accept herself or, like, able to accept herself because of the societal pressures and standards she was put under, and then being forced to be a wife at such a young age, and then birthing children, and then having to take care of those children. And so becoming an eccentric let her take a deep breath of who she was.
Yeah.
Because then she wasn't responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, I can't excuse either, because then,
Like that's it's your choice.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
choosing to like let go of all responsibility, and like I understand where you're coming from because
Mhm.
you were forced to like into this lifestyle, but you have these children now, and it is your responsibility to care
Yeah.
for them.
I mean, I think Dorothy is as responsible for Artie as Artie is responsible for Echo.
Yeah,
And so it's like I think that's just a really cool thing. Like again, I'm always I think I'm going to talk about this in every single episode that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But writing the most interesting choice
yeah,
is something that is really really well done here. Like
Yeah.
the yes and no.
mm-hmm.
Like holy moly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Echo and Artie's relationship, dang.
Damn.
Like, I don't even know what to do if like I had a mom. Like if my parents or like I was estranged to them, like I would be completely different.
Yeah. Like yeah, me too. I feel like that's just like that's so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as an actor you're given so many tools to like portray that within
Yeah.
the dialogue.
Yeah, and then also again to make me not like Dorothea more, where like in this scene where you learn why Dorothea gave Echo her name,
Mm-hmm.
and it said so you could give back to others what you find beautiful about them, and also at the end of it all too, it's like it's about giving forgiveness, like, and I think that was also to try and get Echo to forgive her mom for doing what she did,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting because she knew Echo does. I mean, she knows Artie and her have a like not great relationship.
Yeah.
But Dorothea is still giving her that forgiveness,
Yeah.
and she wants Echo to extend the same thing. Which I was like, okay, good play on you. Like,
Mhm.
at least you want your grandchild and child to have a relationship, but you still did these things, and I like.
Yeah.
But also, like, so you'd give back to others. What I just also was like, what a burden.
What a gosh dang burden.
What a pressure to put
What a-
on. Because
she-
she's like 15 or like she's really young.
She's a kid, dude.
And to put these pressures on that child is like insane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And then the spelling bee. I forgot how crazy Echo kind of got.
It's crazy. It's
She's
crazy.
like making all these statements like she's just like lose.
It's
She
kinda-
wants the boy to lose so bad.
I hate to like draw parallels between places, but it's kind of well, I guess this would be reminiscent of this play, but like of Dance Nation.
Yes.
Yeah, the competition and like the
Yeah.
lose, please.
Yeah, like it's like that to that intensity
Mhm.
of how desperate she is.
Yeah.
And like how passionate she is about this,
Mm-hmm.
but how that passion like turned negative.
Yeah. And how she was like freaking out when she won.
Yeah. And she was so happy, but then she looks over and sees Dorothea and Artie, and they're just like, what just happened?
Yeah. You can't see our faces, but we made faces at each other.
Yeah, we were just like,
Think about when someone says something weird in a group and you look over at your friend and you make a face. That's the face we made.
yes.
Anyways.
Yeah, and then that takes us to scene 7. And I literally, as I was reading the scene, all right, Caleb, stop. He's doing the 6-7 thing.
6-7.
I can't get it.
6-7.
I don't want to.
6-7.
Stop it. And so then it, like, I literally was like, she won with the word Eleemosynary. And I was like, she's using this word as like, she's using it as an antithesis. It's like she's using it as the opposite of what it is.
Yeah.
It's not charitable or giving alms or forgiveness. She's using it as a weapon
Yeah.
to hurt people
Mm-hmm.
because she wants to win so bad. And then scene 7, she literally says it.
Yeah.
She said, I was using it as a weapon, and I realized I was just like them.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That she was just like Artie and Dorothea.
This play, dude. Holy.
Yeah. And I was just like, dang. But another comment about this, it was like, actually, we'll talk about it later. I won't talk about it now.
Okay.
But yeah, there was also a lot of this play has a lot of hard hitting lines.
Yeah.
And it really, like, there's so much subtext in this too, I feel like.
Dude, it's so good at allowing subtext. Yeah.
Yeah. Because of how hard they are, like, the subtext can, like, bleed through.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was really interesting. And how there's also this line in the play too, in this scene, where Dorothea calls Artie's life a long apology.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn. That one hurt.
That
That
hurts.
one hurt.
And, like, it's true, though.
Yeah.
Because Artie is, like, I think because of all of, like, this, she's felt the need to apologize for everything.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a tactic that Artie would use, it is to apologize.
To apologize.
Yeah.
To make amends.
To make amends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because but she doesn't know how else to do anything. Like, that, she just thinks that's what she needs to do.
Yeah. This play is also, like, stacked to the brim with great monologues.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing monologues. Talking about the topics that we talk about. Like if you're auditioning for a play that has like generational trauma or like a play like characters that get too ahead of themselves, specifically women characters, but I feel like you can kind of do whatever you want. You can just like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I really like this play because of the generational trauma that happens. Like, you can really see what happened to each generation of women and how that affects all of them.
Yeah, it's really, really cool to see.
Yeah. And, like, her end monologue, too, like, it's Echo basically breaking the trauma where, yeah, because I did this monologue for auditions. Like, look, unfortunately, it's not in my book anymore because I think I've aged out of it. Because it is for someone in their teens, so, like, someone in their 20s can play it.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like I've matured out of it.
Yeah.
But she's really trying to convince Artie to let her live with her and that, like, we can have this relationship. And she's trying to tell her, she's like, no one ever failed me. Not grandma and not you. I'm a prize among women. I'm your daughter. That's what I choose to be. Someone who loves you. Someone who can make you love me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, so that's her, like, breaking the cycle of, like, because I feel like all the women in this play are avoidant.
Yeah.
They are so avoidant.
Yeah.
Like, and so then that's her choosing not to let that happen anymore.
Yeah. Breaking the cycle is, it's really important. And I feel like the play can't end without breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
I feel like the play could go on forever, but it has to end with the cycle breaking.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, this monologue at the end is really good.
Really good.
It's one of my favorite monologues. And I think you can use it for an audition. I've used it for auditions
use
too.
Use it for auditions. Yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah.
And it's contemporary, so you can find it.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, great play. Great play.
great play. Do we want to get nitpicky now?
Yeah, let's get a little nitpicky. So we're adding the section into the podcast, and we didn't explain it last time, so we're going to explain it this time. The nitpicky, we're just going to talk about things that we think could have been better in the play. Like, obviously, all the plays that we're reading are great. They're all works of art. They're all beautiful, but there are some things that like we could have not agreed with, or that we could have felt like could have used more work, or some things that we personally as readers didn't enjoy. And of course, like, plays are meant for the actor, director, and the writer, and so we try to look at it through that lens. My main thing was it felt like it was being written to be read.
Yeah.
It felt like when I was reading it, I felt a lot of the time that a lot of the stage directions, they were written very long. There was like a very descriptive stage directions, and then in some scenes you just get like nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to choose one or the other. You're either Tennessee Williams or you're not,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it kind of felt like I was reading a book almost, with the flashbacks. And I feel like this onus is kind of more on the actor, but something I didn't really like all that much was the age regression within the characters. So a lot of times for flashbacks that are shown within the show, it'll say Echo, as if she's 13, does this.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, or like Echo 2 does this.
I think it also confuses, as like if I were an audience member watching it and like it happens mid-scene, I think it would confuse me as an audience member.
As opposed to like Gruesome Playground Injuries that does it like every scene is a different time period.
Yeah.
Within scenes, you change time periods, and I feel like that's a little difficult to follow.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So.
But that is, I feel like that's just like a dated concept. The stage directions within the, I'm gonna talk about this a lot. I'm so sorry, but the amount of like saying like this happens upstage or this happens stage right.
Yeah.
As a writer, you don't need to do that. It's actually better if you don't do that, because it's kind of traps the director in a box. And while directors typically will say, "Oh, just cross that out," like when you get a script, if you want to perform it by the book, you kind of just put the directors in a spot where they can't really change things. You know. You look like you didn't agree with that.
I like agree and disagree.
Okay.
Like I agree. Like I definitely think he gave too many like directions. Like I definitely agree with the idea that like if you like it, you should trust the actors, and like if you want something to be clear, it doesn't always have to be written or said.
Yeah.
But also I think it is because it's like the writer's work of art. Like they have choice of what happens over that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's a kind of like a fine line.
Yeah, my mind has changed. Yeah, you got me. It is their work. It is Lee's work.
It is Lee's work, so like that was his choice to do that. But I definitely do agree, like for some directors, they would feel put in a box because of how he wrote the work. But yeah, that's my take on that.
But yeah, that's kind of all the nitpicky stuff that I saw. I really thought the characters were really well written. I think the dialogue is absolutely masterful. I think the language is so good.
Yeah.
I think the choice of having someone who had a stroke like be lively and then not lively, that is such an interesting choice.
And it's like also I think it's very interesting that you're like living through Dorothea's memory. You never get her as a present person, like living in a present moment, because when it's in the present, she's just on the hospital bed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that was
really interesting.
I think that's really.
I don't think. The only thing I was nitpicky about is like explaining. I think he over-explains a bit too much.
Yeah, and as like a writer, like you could just be a little anxious on like how you want it to be portrayed.
And like also like writers are directors too.
Yeah.
So like they probably have a clear vision of how they want it to go.
Yeah.
But also for other directors, if they want it to be produced, you also, I guess, want to think about the freedom you can give them.
Yeah.
But again, it is also the writer's work. It's Lee's work. So
it's Lee's work.
It's his choice.
Yeah. Completely.
So.
And yeah, that's all I really had.
Yeah. I think that was had.
Yeah. Do we want to go into the ratings now?
Yeah.
Or afterthoughts at all? Or
I feel like we did the afterthoughts.
Yeah, we kind of did afterthoughts. Yeah. All right, so for ratings, you guys know how the system works. We're going to give subjective ratings, and then we're going to give a rating that we both agree on objectively that will be ever-changing.
It's elastic.
So, For my rating for the actor, I gave it 7 out of 10. For a director, I gave it 6 out of 10, and as a writer, I gave it 6 out of 10. As an actor, I was just kind of I was kind of just looking for more.
Yeah.
I do think the characters are really well thought out, and their dialogue is amazing. But it's just like, again, the stage directions. Like you're kind of being told what to do and how to feel as an actor.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for more like agency within the actor's choices. As a director, I'm looking for more agency. I want to do more as a director. And as a writer, again, like it feels like a book. At points, it doesn't feel like a play sometimes. And I feel like making it feel more like a play would make it better.
I agree. Yeah, so for an actor, I gave it an 8 out of 10. And then writer, I did 7.5. And director, I did 6. So I have a lot of the same thought. Like as a director, I also was just thinking about staging it personally. Like I do love a minimal set. And I think that puts a lot of work, not a lot, but it gives more agency to the actors to like create more out of what's not there. But I agree with the stage directions, like, and that bleeds into what it is as a writer. I think the dialogue is awesome. I definitely would read it as a book. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't. It felt more like a book than a play to me. And it was especially clear when I was talking about like scene 7 where Echo literally says what I was thinking. I was like, come on now. Like for me personally as a writer, like I also want to think about like you kind of want the audience to like come to that thought for themselves. Yeah. I want them to like think that for themselves. I don't want to have to tell them that's like what happened. Yeah, I agree. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. And then as an actor, I gave it 8 out of 10. I definitely think there could have been more as well. Echo's character, like I think all of them are well written, but like when I think about interesting choices that could be made, I definitely think there were different avenues for other choices that could be made for all of the characters. Dorothea less much because she's eccentric, so there's many interesting choices that can be made with her because of that lifestyle. Yeah. But for Artie and Echo, sometimes I think it felt stagnant for the kind of choices that could be made for the two of them. Yeah.
Usually we would talk about what would we do if we had this production. Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think we can because the amount of like stuff is given. Yeah. We're kind of told how to do it as directors and everything. So
that's okay.
That's okay. And now for the tier list.
Yes.
I think so. We put I and U at A, right?
Yeah.
I and U's at A. I think I prefer I and U as a writer, actor, director. So I think personally I'm putting it at C tier.
Yeah, I agree. It's a C tier.
Yeah, I think C tier, like mid C tier, and of course it can change. Yeah. But I think it's a C for me.
I agree.
It's not like awful. It's not like
but also this play is a bit dated, and if we want to think about like putting it up today, I don't think it's like a play that needs to be produced today. Yeah. Like I think it'd be a good you can put it up today, but I just don't think it should be like on Broadway or anything.
I think it's a great competition show or like a festival show, like for one acts. Yeah. Like competitions like ITS. Yeah. Like there's some great scenes in there, or you can do like the play. But yeah, that's what I had. Do we want to go into playlists now? Yeah. Yeah. So for my playlist, for the let me just try to find it. For the first song that I have here, I put "Answer" by Tyler, the Creator. Talks a lot about like the whole thing is like a hypothetical of like calling his estranged father and hoping that he answers the phone. Yeah. Yeah.
My first song is "Come Over" by Noah Kahan. Great song.
Great song. Next up, I put "You Are Going to Hate This" by the Frights. Talks a lot about like moms not liking what we do.
Yeah. And then I put "Vienna in Memoriam" by the Army, the Navy. This one is just like, the first line was like, "Looks like the cat did a number on you." So I kind of picked that more for Artie's trauma with her mom.
Yeah. For my third song, I put "Pretty Okay" by Slaughter Beach Dog. It talks a lot about generational trauma, but through the lens of like, not the singer's generational trauma, but like a friend he has. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I did "The History of Man" by Maisie Peters, talking about how men are always stifling women.
Yep. Period.
And that's more for Dorothea. I forgot to mention "Come Over" is for Echo. But yeah.
Yeah. And then I have Shenandoah by Palmyra. It's a folky country song. Because I imagine this taking place on like the East Coast, but like the Southeast Coast, you know?
Yeah.
Like Georgia area kind of,
Yeah.
even though that's not on the whatever. But Shenandoah talks about going back to like going back to where you're from. And I really thought about that for Artie, like leaving and then coming back and like kind of regretting leaving.
Yeah. And then I have The Exit by Conan Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Good song.
Love Conan Gray.
Yeah.
I love Conan Gray.
I feel like that one kind of applies to all three of them.
Yeah. And another one that kind of applies to all three of them, from his second most recent album, Chromacopia, Like Him, featuring Lola Young by Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
I thought of that. I thought of that song like first when I was making my playlist. I said that needs to go. Do I look like him? Like, and I guess in this Her.
Yeah.
You know, like the trauma that they all receive from their elders. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my last song is It Isn't Perfect, But It Might Be by Olivia Dean.
Mm-hmm.
I really chose that for the last scene where Echo and Artie are living together. And it's like, it's not perfect, but it can be, or like it might be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because like the relationship is like healing now.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's all we got for today. But if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you let us know. You can follow us on Spotify, the Aside Podcast. You can listen to our playlists that we put out once the episode release on our Spotify page. Check out our Instagram at the Aside Pod. Check out our subscribe to us on YouTube, like the video and everything. And rate us 5 stars on Spotify, please. And please watch the full episode.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I know you want to listen to us for the first half and then not. Please listen to the full episode. And yeah, what do you think? Are there any songs that you think should be on the playlist, or do you have any like things that you disagree with about the play? Let us know in the comments and everything.
Catch us for our next episode.
Catch us on our next episode. We're going to be reading Isaac's Eye by Lucas Nath.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that because it is my favorite play.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we're really stoked about that. And that should be coming out
sometime in November.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. Stay safe out there.
Yes, stay safe. And yeah, thank you so much. See you guys later.
See ya.